Trapmore gang, it's been a minute, but we are back, baby. I'm here with another video, and I'll tell you what, a lot has been going down in these streets. And first off, I gotta say, rest in peace to young Dolph. I haven't said much on social media about this. I've been so stuck into other projects. I'd spent so much time looking at the murder of FBG Duck that I barely even had time to look into what had gone on with young Dolph just in my spare time because I wanted to find out what had happened to one of my favorite artists in the entire game. And it is just heartbreaking, okay? I am a massive young Dolph fan. I'm bumping his music constantly, and to find out that he had been killed in such a horrific attack was truly heartbreaking for me. And not just because I was a massive fan of his music, but also because of the fact that a year or so ago I actually made a video about the nearly deadly beef of young Dolph and Yo Gotti. And if you've seen this video, you will know that young Dolph is really no stranger to this beef in the streets, okay? He was shot at allegedly 100 times and survived the attack, later rapping about it on his project Bulletproof in the masterpiece of a song, 100 Shots. Now, it's been a few weeks since this news broke, and unfortunately, nobody is in custody for the killing of young Dolph at this point, and it doesn't seem like there are any concrete details from the authorities about who was involved. However, social media and internet sleuths and detectives have been working overtime trying to crack the goddamn case. But the question is, have they made any progress? Well, today I'm going to have a quick look at what happened with young Dolph. I'm going to review some of the footage from the scene and the news following his tragic passing, and then I'm going to have a quick look at some of the events that unfolded following his passing that were a little bit suspect. And then, without prejudice, I'm going to have a quick look at some of the online theories about what might have happened to Dolph, who might have been involved, and what ultimately has ended up happening to some of those people. And I'll tell you what, some of this might be very shocking. But before we get to it, I do want to make it clear that at some point I probably will make a full main channel video about this, but right now the facts are very unclear, and I know that there are some other YouTubers in this space working on fire content about this very topic. And frankly, right now I just have too much on my plate to really look into this. So I just want to educate myself, get myself up to speed on the situation, and hell, why not record myself doing it and bring you guys into the action. So without further ado, let's have a little look at some of the events as they unfolded in the tragic killing of young Dolph. So for me, I found out about this sad news on Twitter when I saw this particular piece of footage floating around, along with the caption, "They just killed young Dolph in Memphis." And I've got to level with you people, I thought it was cap. Every now and then, there's a fake story on YouTube, there's a fake story on Twitter, there's some grainy piece of media that seems to purport some terrible thing happening, and oftentimes, it's complete cap. And I was truly hoping when I saw this news, I just was praying that they hadn't got Dolph, but tragically, it turned out that they had, and it was this piece of footage that was floating around, seemingly filmed by people outside of the cookie store where Dolph was killed before the police had gotten there, or just when the police had got there, and it's pretty shocking.
They say Dolph dead, y'all.
What a terrible way to go out. I mean, young Dolph, he's a Memphis legend, he's a rap legend, and just to think that he went out in this way, all of these people crowding around trying to see what's going on, his goddamn camo wrap Ferrari just parked up there waiting for him to get back into it, knowing he's never going to get back in. Oh man, my heart just breaks. It's screwed up, man.
Damn, I can't believe this shit.
Yo, you like that lady in the fucking place? Yeah, damn.
Damn.
Why the fuck they trying to flip?
You hear that? The people on the scene are saying, "Where's Dolph?" They're saying that's him laying on the ground right there. It's just so fucked up. It's so sad that somebody who meant so much to so many people, not that no one deserves to go out like this, don't get it twisted, nobody deserves to go out like this, but the fact that somebody of his stature, who I guess should have been protected, you just wouldn't comprehend that something like this would happen. It's just so screwed, man. It hurts my heart.
Oh my God, y'all. They say Dolph dead, y'all. They say Dolph dead. Right up here on Airways and Catch. I'm talking about I was just standing out here just seeing this shit. You talking about back up now.
It's crazy to think, right? Young Dolph, another rapper, we didn't see his killing on camera, but we've seen footage of the people that shot him running up on the store, and you know, we see him dead outside the store, and it really drives home how messed up and how dangerous the rap game can really be. I mean, we saw King Von die on camera, and there's just countless other rappers that we've seen get injured, hurt, or killed on camera recently. It's just tragic, you know, this just isn't how things should be. But at the end of the day, does it say more about the state of people's minds that when something like this happens, the first thing they do is get on live and film? Or does it just say a lot about the state of the world where everyone has a smartphone? If something crazy happens, we need to document comment here. This is fucked up. Maybe people shouldn't be seeing this, but at the end of the day, you can't blame people when confronted with an insane tragedy like this to want to whip their phones out and just capture what the fuck's going on. Not because they're morbid or they're twisted or they're vultures. This is just the world we live in now. Everybody's armed with a smartphone, whether it's the pedestrians on the street filming what was happening to George Floyd or these pedestrians filming what just happened to young Dolph. I mean, it's completely twisted and tragic, but at the same time, I suppose that is just a feature of modern life, and it kind of makes me sad.
Oh, wait. I never seen no shit like this. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. They say that Dolph.
Crazy, horrific, messed up crime scene. So let's have a look at what the news said.
Right now, a manhunt is underway for the shooter of rapper Young Dolph, who returned to his hometown of Memphis to visit an aunt who has cancer and to give out Thanksgiving turkeys for the holidays.
He was back in his area giving away turkeys for Thanksgiving. I don't think he even got a chance to give out those turkeys in the end. I think this happened just before Thanksgiving, but my God, it's just messed up.
36-year-old rapper Young Dolph had arrived. Success in his Memphis, Tennessee hometown had translated into Billboard chart success. All of it brought to an abrupt end as he was gunned down in a cookie store. Reaction immediate and heartfelt for a performer who always gave back to his community.
It's a great loss, man.
Young Dolph was inside the store when witnesses say a gunman opened fire from outside.
They shot the shit out of that store. That's somebody's store. Not only do they have no respect for life, but they also have no respect for other people's goddamn property. It's just messed up. Not that I think people should value property over life, but fucking hell, just like, you just spray up somebody's store, you just fucking shoot whoever you want and just fuck off and just leave the scene. I mean, the mindset of the youth these days, I don't know what to call it, but it's fucked up.
Superstar that helped millions of people, that gave millions of dollars, that helped us, that can come to Memphis on airways in his car and buy a pack of cookies without being shot and killed.
It's messed up when you think about it. I mean, you know, they're speaking facts, you know. He can't come to a goddamn cookie store in Memphis and buy a packet of cookies without some fuckers pulling up and taking his life. That just shouldn't be the case. It just shouldn't be the case. Doesn't matter who your ops are. He wasn't a threat. He was out getting cookies, for fuck's sake.
What you get? Chocolate chill. Don't hide.
Straight out the
Just days ago, the rapper was on social media showing support for the same cookie shop he would be gunned down in.
It just goes to show you what a great guy Young Dolph was. He was there a few days before. This is an independent business, and he was showing them love, giving them promotion on social media, and it's such a tragedy, but who knows? There is a possibility that these guys that were looking for him might have seen that and thought maybe this cookie shop is a place where we might catch him lacking, and whether or not that's how they did it, that was certainly the outcome, and it's just heartbreaking.
Just for somebody who's had so much success, both in the streets and financially, he was just like a regular guy.
That comment's a little strange. This guy had so much success both in the streets and financially. What about the music? Like, talk about what? Music career, talk about in the streets. Look, I think Dolph, by the sounds of it, was very successful in the streets. I don't know the extent of his success in the streets. You know, many people say he was a big dog in the streets, but that's absolutely eclipsed by his success in the music industry. He is a megastar. Young Dolph died a megastar. He didn't die a street legend, although maybe that's, you could say that he was. The bigger accolade, Young Dolph is a legend, okay? And whoever killed Young Dolph, whatever reason they killed Young Dolph for, whether it was jealousy, hate, a specific beef, you fucked up, because killing Young Dolph made him the biggest legend in Memphis. He will be immortalized as a legend. You thought that you killed Young Dolph, but you actually made the legend of Young Dolph completely unkillable. The guys that killed Young Dolph, if they're still alive, are the guys that paid, however it happened, sucks for you, because you are never going to stop hearing Young Dolph's name as a legend in your city. And that's your L. So another clip was floating around, apparently depicting Young Dolph filling up his Ferrari at a gas station literally in moments before he was shot up. Man, that Ferrari was beautiful as well. Young Dolph, he had glorious taste in cars. I don't know about the wrap, but that was his thing. I think he got all of his cars wrapped camo before he passed away. And man, he was just living his life, man. He was living his best life, pushing his cars, and just to think, man, you know, you're on top. You're driving around in your Ferrari and just before you know it, you're gone. So it didn't take long for the feds to kind of get some CCTV surveillance footage of the shooters doing the crime, and very quickly a manhunt was staged looking for the shooters.
Somebody, please come and talk. Let us know why this young man died in vain.
Surveillance footage outside of Makeda's captures the gunman and the getaway vehicle.
This is where things all start to come together and the internet detectives come into their own. So this was released, I think there's a few more frames or maybe the footage showing two gunmen jumping out of a silver Mercedes and shooting Dolph up. One was holding a handgun, another one's holding a gun that, you know, I don't know everything about guns. You're probably going to get on my ass in the comments. It looks like a Draco or some sort of little mini sort of submachine, or it could be like a 9mm, but I'd look a little mini Draco. I don't know. But like they shot up the scene and fled in this Mercedes, and that's very important. We've got to remember that Mercedes.
Since these photos were released, Crime Stoppers has received several tips. Fans of Dolph were even using social media to assist investigators. While NPD hasn't confirmed any of the tips being passed around on social media, they say investigators are looking into them.
So look, this is the state of, I don't know whether I want to say hip hop, but this is the state of crime at the moment, okay? When a big serious crime like this happens, the army of internet sleuths, internet detectives, and just local people in the local community who want to know what the fuck went on in their fucking place where they live, everyone's banding together to try and solve these crimes. When King Von got murdered on CCTV camera, it didn't take long for people to identify the shooter and a whole bunch of other events surrounding it. So look, that silver Mercedes actually ended up being found outside of an abandoned house. Like literally, these guys did the drill and then went and dumped the car at a bando.
Okay, y'all, I ain't gonna be able to see the other side. They going to a barren way.
Now here's the crazy thing, okay, so after all of this went down, a lot of people was chatting on social media saying that loads of getbacks were going on, loads of retaliations were going on. I think I even saw one headline that said that there had been 10 murders immediately following the murder of young Dolph, and apparently his people were straight spinning. Now, a lot of things that came out around this time turned out to be complete cap. There was another one going around that said black youngster's grandma's house has been shot up along with Yo Gotti's mother's restaurant, which apparently is not true, but the police did go and wait on those locations to try and look out for any retaliation going on. And obviously, if you didn't know, Black Youngster and Yo Gotti have been part of an ongoing, long-running, dangerous feud with young Dolph, which you can learn about in that video of mine that I mentioned at the top. Anyway, the reports of getbacks weren't entirely untrue, as it apparently turned out that somebody had been murdered at that bando where the car had been found. It's being reported that a man was fatally shot where the young Dolph shooting getaway car was reportedly found. That's right, so they're saying that a man was shot and killed with a gunman fleeing in a black SUV only a few feet away from where the police discovered the two-door Mercedes-Benz, which matched the description of the vehicle that was used in the killing of young Dolph. It's been said that vehicle might be connected to another shooting as well. Now, this is where the internet detectives get into absolute overdrive, because there's been rumors, there's been questions, there's been whispers that perhaps this was indeed the get back that everybody had talked about, and that perhaps even this person who was killed was one of the shooters that killed young Dolph. I don't know that for sure. Some people have said that online, some people have refuted it. But not only did that shooting take place, but there was also another shooting outside the location where young Dolph was killed at his goddamn vigil.
A man was shot in the thigh Thursday evening. Memphis police believe Terrence Jones pulled the trigger from the backseat of a stolen vehicle as he rode past the vigil. Shortly after the shooting, MPD officers say they chased the vehicle to Kerr Avenue and Mississippi Boulevard and found the car wrecked.
Who knows which side they could be spinning for? Hell, this could be unrelated, but that seems pretty unlikely. And then they're wrecking the whip. I mean, look at the state of that crash. That is crazy.
MPD says Jones and two other individuals took off running from police and were ultimately caught. MPD recovered 6 guns, and one of them is believed to have been stolen.
So look, as things stand, things aren't currently solved, but there's a lot of internet detectives throwing their ideas at the case, okay? There's videos that apparently purport young Dolph's alleged killer spazzing out after the killing.
I'ma slam him out. Get rid of hardcore. Hardcore, don't get me started on you. Don't get me crunk up on you. Cause I make this shit out. I don't even gonna get slammed out. I don't wanna hear none of this. I ain't basic none of this. I'm blick. Get back. Get back. There you go.
There's videos going around apparently showing young Dolph's killers hanging out 2 years ago in that same car. It's the Benz right there. The alleged Benz. There was even a rumor that Soulja Boy had bankrolled the hit because of them having a little beef before the killing took place. So look, I don't want to put too much speculation into the behind the scenes whodunit type stuff. I know a lot of people are working on that, and I know there's a lot of false information, a lot of BS information floating around. I don't want to jump into it because I don't have enough time to actually work out what's what, but basically that's where we are today, okay? Definitely 2 people were involved in this killing. We haven't currently confirmed whether or not they've been found, identified, or got back, but at the end of the day, what we have is a massive tragedy. The world is missing a mega star. Rest in peace, Young Dolph, one of the best to ever do it, and I'm frankly heartbroken at the loss of one of my favorite rappers. Hope you enjoyed that breakdown. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for tuning into the second channel, and rest in peace, Dolph, man. Tragic. Peace out.